Yeah, there's scheduling software, policy software.
which is under contract that the commissioners signed?
No, it's not that type. It literally renews every year. It's something we purchased, right? So
And you just pay maintenance on?
that's the word I'm looking for, yes. Yes, it's a maintenance contract on the software that we own.
Okay.
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
Some of that
You
we
don't
do-
have other major contracts?
No,
so
the
to speak.
chair, but that's the same as last year because we did a 3-year thing on the chair. So, look, I mean, that was a
That's really
contract
it?
that was signed.
Phones? No, I mean, I guess
No,
that's,
so-
that's in here, never mind.
No,
Okay, I'm just checking, like, and so then repair, maintenance, equipment, machinery, that's not software, hardware, equipment repairs, so that's that 151 or 161.
the 151 is the one. It used to be Radio Maintenance Justice Center was what it was called. That's the Motorola contract. It's a huge number every year.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm going to come back to you in September because we're adding the final console in my plan. So, because I've done that structured as well to make sure we stay sustainable with the account, but we'll deal with that in September. So it's fine.
Okay, thanks.
Further questions for Fred? All right.
Well, I'm sorry.
Keep going.
You're fine.
Oh, no, never mind.
Do you have any questions about the statewide 901 fund?
Well, no, I mean, I get it, and I know that you're preparing, but like machinery, software, equipment, like,
So we pay for
it
some of
could
our
go.
we pay for some of our software maintenance out of that. There's certain ones that we can pay for, like Rave is a perfect example. That's incredibly expensive. That comes out of there. That's why that's in there.
Right.
There is certain software maintenance that we do pay for out of that fund that I've
Yeah, there's
shifted.
about 45, 50 grand.
Yes, that I've shifted from the county budget in the time I've been here, right? So I've moved stuff over that I can move over that we can sustain, right? But one year I got asked to move a position over there and my answer was no, because it's not sustainable. It will chip through all of our money, right?
Right.
That doesn't work that way.
Well, and I get your point about trying to kind of use it like as a savings fund, because if I recall, I was on council the last time we had to purchase those radios, and it was extremely expensive, and that money helped with that significantly, so.
I just got the budgetary quote. It's $2 million. It's
Yeah.
2.005 million.
And I know
to
you're
replace
very
it.
big into your capital reporting and, you know, what our needs are, so I.
And the phone system, be advised, I mean, the phone system is gonna come due roughly at the same time. So
Yeah.
we just don't know when yet because they haven't announced it.
So I appreciate you working to
So
build that
you-
up for those purposes. I think that's smart.
And to address the lit issue, as I said when we first started, at least this is my personal opinion, which is in 2028, public safety lit disappears. Lit, it becomes a bucket of money that we have to allocate appropriately. And, you know, PSAP goes away and, you know, there's
I
gonna be,
think PSAP stays actually.
or I'm sorry.
Yeah, PSAP stays.
Yes, courts, some of the other things, you know, we're gonna be looking at a plan that has to include $2 million for radios. The sheriff needs radios. That's another, God knows how much. Like, we have a list of, you know, millions of dollars in upcoming expenses that are not allocated for today. Capital improvement, this building, things of that nature. So all that's gonna be taken into account, but it's gonna be taken into account, in my opinion, when we make those adjustments to
27.
what's 2027, 28 going to look like, and what is the state gonna do to change all that?
Between now
Because
and then.
between now and then, guaranteed, there's gonna be changes. So
And the
we'd
other
be
way to look,
making a adjustment today to plug a potential hole, if you wanna call it that. I don't believe that we have a hole. I think we have to do more with less. That's why I don't have that tolerance right now, just to explain it.
and the other thing the council has to look at is, I know these are fighting words, but one of the things the council has to look at is different ways to fund some of these capital improvements. I'll give you an example, the radio system, I know that there's a lot of different options to fund that. There's financing it over a set number of years, there's leasing it, there's a ton of options that we have to explore to see what makes the most sense for the county moving forward. Because maybe it makes sense for us to lease it or finance it and pay for it over a set number of years to lessen that cost. But we have to look at that, right? We have to do some outside the box thinking to accomplish some of the stuff that we're
Yeah,
gonna need to accomplish.
which means taking on debt. So that's what
Correct.
we're trying not to do.
Further questions for Fred for either of his budgets? Thank you, Fred.
Thank you.
Moving on to,
Were we gonna get the updated FICA and stuff, or are we gonna
do
wait
you,
till after?
do you have it ready?
No.
Then
Okay.
We're gonna
Okay.
wait.
Okay.
Moving on to Gal Casa.
Well,
Page,
I would like to, if it's okay, just start with the courts and then backtrack to that because courts,
I'm fine with that.
okay,
Which
thank
fund do you wanna start with?
you. Courts, the first one in the courts.
Do you wanna start with four D?
No, it
Okay,
would be page 20.
page 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that. And then she's gonna, now is my understanding that we were gonna utilize everything electronically. So if you were to go to OpenGov, all my documents are there. There's a presentation there that she's gonna pull up.
Saw it's fancy.
And that was the idea behind it, right? So you have access to all of this as well, so that I don't have to hand you paper copies of anything. So I promise my presentation
Call up
won't
the
be 3
PowerPoint.
hours this year. Huh?
Sorry, I was talking to Elizabeth. Could you call up the PowerPoint? Is that what you want to
She's
start
doing
with?
it right now.
Okay.
So it also has our stories on there, which talks about our departments. If you don't know about our departments, it talks about courts department, CASA, and probation, which are my main departments. And then our presentation is on there as well.
It's at the very bottom. It says, oh, you don't have it.
Yeah, right there.
No,
What happened to it?
I don't know.
I can see it. It says, please click here.
Yeah.
We made changes to it yesterday.
If it doesn't have the extra slide, it's fine.
Doesn't have it.
Yeah, it's not. Okay.
I know, it keeps dropping. That's why he's not getting
I know
feeds.
what we're supposed to do.
Hold on.
Oh,
You're not in the story.
I had to update my slides because you guys were not doing some things. So I updated them today. So I gave them to them.
There it is.
Yay, there it is. Okay, so really quickly, I just want to echo what what Fred said about LIT. Like you heard it all last year. I advocated for LIT. I feel like it would deal with the shortfall that we are dealing with. I also feel like every year you kind of put that on us as department heads to fix the shortfall, and I don't think that's our issue. I think that's a council issue. I'm not going to preach about that for 30 minutes. I'm just going to put it back out there that LIT is a resource that we should be utilizing, and we're not. It can go, yeah, that's fine. So I gave you a true comparison, which means none of the additional lines that were put in our budgets. So from 25 to 26, our budget for 25 compared to 26. However, it does include this 4% increase that we're asking for salaries, is only $25,000 increase. So it's a net less than a % increase, and it doesn't include benefits or line items that commissioners have switched over to our budgets, but it does include those benefits. It also does not include the benefits from user fees, which we told you last year. Looking at that statute, we're gonna have to take those out of user fees. So think about those numbers. Next slide, please. I don't get to say that. It didn't. Did it flip? Okay. So these are additional lines that we have put in, and as you can see on the left column, over $1 million is being put in just from commissioners. And then from user fees, it's 166,000. So that's those benefits that we said we can't keep in user fees anymore. And then I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of background on FRC grant and juvenile court grant. I told you all the FRC grant got reduced by $11,000. We did not know what got reduced. We just got, hey, you got this amount. We knew it was $11,000 less. What we found out is that her grant, they cut funding on her programming, which is the last place we want funding to be cut. And her programming gets incentives, which we spend on participants in the courts to be spent in their wellness shop. So they earn bucks if they're doing well in recovery court, and they can purchase things like cleaning supplies and gift cards, books, games, baby items, anything that they may need for themselves or their families. That's what they use with that funding, which has now been cut. And then participant services is another part of that grant, and they use those on non-tangible things like Uber gift cards so they can get transportation if they don't have a vehicle, help towards phone bills, anything that removes a barrier. Maybe they just paid off somebody's BMV fee waiver or BMV waiver reinstatement fees because they had their license suspended. They paid to help somebody with a down payment on a car. So they had like $2,000 saved up, and they gave a little bit towards that. So actually, the salary did get cut inadvertently. So last year, her salary was at $54,010. We asked to move some of that salary because everybody got increases, so we increased hers. And when we asked for that amendment, they did not put that as part of their 2026 salary. So they cut it by $2,640. So instead of asking for the $11,000 cover that I'm asking to be covered by County General, and I said benefits, I'm now asking just for you guys to cover $2,640. I hate to see her lose her pay. We asked FRC grant, IOCS, that's where it's from, Indiana Supreme Court, if we could please have her salary because there's going to be money left over, and they said, we don't know if that can be feasible because of all the cuts happening at state. Definitely is not written in. They'll do it for 27, but it'll reduce her programming. So either way, we're going to lose more money. So I am going to reduce that 11,000 down to 2,600 and ask that we put her partial salary into County General. Have I lost anybody on
Is
that?
it in there now?
It's not. I had it just under benefits, so we'd have to add it in and reduce the benefit line. I just had it under FICA, perf, all that. FICA and perf is what I had it under. Sorry. Our JCC grant. We have one juvenile probation officer we got a grant for, and we have come to find out that they don't increase it. It's $100,000. That's all you get. Well, what's our probation officers get every year? They get salary increases. Now this is the first year that probation officers do not get increases. In all the years I've seen this, they don't get mandated increases. I'm sure you guys are glad of that. However, they get anniversary increases. So, due to that, we are running out of funding for this probation officer, mostly because of his benefits. He has a family plan. It's $26,000. So, in doing the math, if County General would take up just the benefits portion, because that's the easiest way to split it up, then we have put in user fees $30,000, which is that part-time position that we switched out this year. So remember, we took that probation officer, made him full-time, and we made that other position part-time. So it's it's like we're taking on more actually, just to keep that probation officer. Because if we can't provide benefits, we're gonna lose a probation officer. And I did do the math. Because of where that probation officer lies currently with his anniversary, his increases like level out for the next 4 years. So we will not be in a deficit more than for the next 4 or 5 years. We'll be at the same. So this is all we need to cover for at least 5 years. It's not going to increase anymore. That juvenile probation grant is salary, benefits, and $20,000 to cover juvenile electronic home detention. So it's monitoring juveniles. We don't have enough money we have grants, another grant for that. The JCC grant, we used to have JDAI grant, we lost that one. So we're now down to this one $20,000 grant that we're trying to use. Now, by removing all of those benefits out of user fees, obviously, we can use more of our user fees for things like electronic monitoring and things like that, because $20,000 is not enough. But I definitely can't support the probation officer with the current rate he's at and continues to grow just because the benefits are so expensive. Everybody's still with me? Okay, so next slide, please. Reminder, this is why we can't put benefits in the statute or in the user fees. The statute, I don't know, Jeff found it, chief probation officer found it. And it explicitly says to supplement salaries, so we do have some salaries in there, we added those part-time amounts in there, but we're not supposed to have benefits. When we come to the user fee budget, we'll talk more about that and what we put in there, but we have added quite a bit in the user fee budget. If you click outside of this presentation, there's a copy of that letter, that full letter. It'll say slide 4, and it'll say whatever on it, but you can click on that document and get the full letter, okay? Next slide. So, if you take the reductions that I'm going to be going over here shortly, because I do have some reductions to give you in 2026 budget, so do you want to do that first?
Yes.
Or do you want me to just go through my presentation and come back to all that?
You guys want the reductions now?
Sure.
Go over the reductions. then.
Okay, so if you go to 2026 budget, and this is in 138, in 148, we had a new judge, so that $5,000 stipend automatically comes off. So that's gone. Didn't use it last year. We're not gonna, when we totally took it out of the budget this year. It used to be in the 101 series, but it's now been moved to that line 148.
When you
Or
say
you-
reductions.
We're reducing it by $5,000.
I just mean overall. When you say reductions in your 26 budget,
Yes, this is the line item, 148,
reductions from the 2025 number?
26.
Right. From 26.
We're in 26.
Right.
I have
understand
stuff
that.
for 25 too, but this
We
is
haven't submitted
26.
26, so they're not really reductions for 26.
Well, I'm decreasing. I'm
Decrease.
decreasing lines that I submitted, my proposed budget, I'm decreasing these lines.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is that 148?
Actually, that's just a reduction from 25 to 26. So
wait, there it
it
is.
should already,
I got it.
is it already at 10?
Yes.
What is 148 at, 10?
10.
So that's just saying from 25 to 26, it went from 15 to 10. So I'm just showing that reduction.
Oh,
So
so it didn't
Okay.
reduce.
scratch that.
Okay.
That's what I was.
138 is a true reduction. I'm gonna reduce that by 185, 138 is reducing by $500. And I will tell you that I went back through my last 3 years on all my line items. And the most I've spent on transcriptions is $1,200-ish. So I feel safe putting this down to 1,500. It's been 2,000 for years. I feel safe putting it
It
at
already
15.
was 1,500.
From 25 to 26. Okay. And then repairs and maintenance software, okay, so these are not the additional, these are current. These are ones for
These are
25,
already
26. Sorry.
represented in the budget book.
Sorry, yes, they're already represented.
Thank you.
I reduced 700 in repairs and maintenance software. I reduced dues and subscription, and I reduced equipment. If you remember last year, we had to do a bunch of Microsoft Office updates. So I had to include that. So,
Why the reduction in contractual?
well, that was our juvenile courtroom upgrade.
Oh, yeah, for the, yeah.
So I don't need that again. I mean, I could take it again, but I didn't include it. So reductions from 25 to 26 versus increases. I asked for these salaries, which was 50,000, and I will reiterate, I agree with Fred on that as well, right? So we did the salary study in 2024. Those salaries were for 24. We hit 25. We're already behind the increases for cost of living. So I looked at cost of living rate increases for 25 and 26. Combined, it's a 5.2% increase between both years. So they're predicting for 26, like 2.7% increase or something. So we came in at 4 because that's what you all said, but we're still underneath what we should be at. We had a little bit of savings when we switched out that pretrial screening analyst position to part-time and the probation officer to full-time. And then we've always been paying for the past 3 years court-ordered attorneys out of our budget, out of the 310s. We've just been moving money around to make it happen. I actually budgeted this year. I actually budgeted 10,000. It came out in the math as 9519. It's just how it mapped out. But you'll see that on the request on the actual budget. And then juvenile courts had a little bit increase on those MiFi cards because their internet is not good out there. And when they go down, they go down. They don't have backup like we do. We have a contractual increase, which you guys have access to those contracts as well. We're locked into rates for law books. And then we're requesting a new admin assistant, which the judges will talk to you about here in a little bit. So between deductions and from 25 to 26 and the new additions in 2026, your total increase again is 25,019. Goes back to that less than 1% increase. So that's just kind of a breakdown of what I talked about a little bit ago. Okay, you can go to the next slide. This is the salary statute. Oh, can you go to the next one, Whitney? The next slide, sorry. So that's the salary, minimum salary schedule. You can see there's no raises this year, but we still have to do the anniversary raises. You again can click on those documents and see the full documents. And that is my math on that juvenile grant for that probation
Who
officer.
determines how many probation officers we need?
Now what?
Who determines how many probation officers we need?
Well, Jeff has
It's not a mandated thing.
well, it is.
Jeff Hanser, Chief Probation Officer. So the state does not mandate numbers of employees. However, there are workload measures that's determined by Indiana Office of Court Services. Essentially, we try to keep it manageable as we have over a number of years. So where we are staffing wise and numbers wise, like we're in a safe place. If you think about a baseball analogy, we're at a solid stand-up single. We're on first, we're good. The past few years, we've done a lot in terms of restructuring positions that already existed, worked within our means. We made it to second base. We're safe there now. There's no request from the probation department this year for additional personnel. The biggest thing was we managed to secure that JCC grant, which is totally funds a juvenile probation officer position. This is the second year we're into it. We were really glad we got that again. It became effective in July. That funds a PO position at juvenile, which we really, really needed. And then also our juvenile GPS monitoring that we pay for and conduct in-house as well. So as far as numbers, we are good there. We don't need any additional personnel and don't
But
have
you
a
can't
request
lose
this
it.
year. We're not in really a position to lose personnel. I mean, it took us 6 years to get to a point where we're safe, and we're good there.
Any other questions for that part? This just shows you where I came up with where we're at on the grant and how we're losing, and we're already in a deficit. So we're already in a deficit that we're gonna have to come up with that. Like, if we can't get this covered, he's not gonna have a job at the end of the year because we can't cover the benefits. We'll have to find somebody else that will just be like, there's no benefits.
On which one, I'm sorry?
The JCC grant that I asked you to cover the benefits out of county general, this is all the math to that.
What's that grant number?
8197, 95, 8195, 8194.
81.
And it gets budgeted mid-year, so it's a June to July. You don't have it in your budget books. It's
I
a
know,
June
I
to
have
July.
That revenue,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's $100,000 grant,
For the
20,000
year,
For the year.
July to
June
30.
the fiscal
July
year.
1, yeah. It pays for $20,000 is allocated towards juvenile GPS monitoring,
Mm-hmm.
which we come pretty close to utilizing all of that. And then
Use all of it.
the remaining 80 is for a probation
Salary and
officer's
benefits.
salary and benefits.
And you'll see I've done the next 4 to 5 years breakout of what it looks like.
But that $80,000 is for,
Salary and
the-
benefits.
that's
you've
for the-
already hired.
Right,
Yes,
it's
yeah,
already
he's been,
filled.
the position started, we didn't hire for it, so the grant year is July 1 to June 30. Last year, obviously the grant started July 1. We didn't get the officer in the position until it was either September
September.
or early October, where he was able to leave his.
What's their salary?
He is a third.
It's up
I
there.
can't read it.
Yeah.
I can't read it either. Hold on a second. I'll look it up.
is he in here? Is that position in here? The book?
It's budgeted mid-year, so it's not part of the budgets.
He is
It's appropriated
he
mid-year.
is currently a third-year officer, which his salary is 56, currently 628. However, his health insurance is a family plan, which is, you know,
25,000, 26,000.
$26,000 or whatever a family health insurance plan comes out to.
Right.
So take his salary and his benefits package.
You're already in a
has to
deficit.
Fit in with an 80K, and then he'll hit an anniversary date in this current grant cycle, which would put him a little over. So our recommendation or suggestion or what we're willing to do is if his benefits were to be.
Just
taken
health
over-
insurance,
just
not
the health
long-term,
ins-
short-term, just health benefits.
Just the health insurance were to be taken over by the county, then we are willing then to use our user fee account to pay $30,000 towards our part-time employees, of which we have 3. And we could fund those exclusively through our user fee.
That was what
which
I
is
talked about
currently being
earlier.
paid by County General.
Right, I have it in both places so that if you guys really do that, I can take it out of county general.
So we actually would be taking on an additional 4,000 or 3,600 or so. to
Extra.
add Extra, so we're actually incurring an additional cost for our user fee account. However, that is all predicated upon user fees not being utilized for the department's, health insurance and benefits in compliance with statute.
Everybody following that,
Yeah.
that JCC grant?
Well, I'm following it. We don't know we need the numbers. So is this the 53,680, is this what's written on the bottom there?
What numbers do you need? The only numbers I'm asking for is go back a couple slides. Whitney, will you go back? I don't know, maybe,
And
Go
we
back.
just rattle the numbers off. Most of us can't read those.
so
lines.
if you go, well, you're supposed to be looking at your,
26,151?
I have no internet, so.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not looking at anything.
go back another one. It's that 3-column slide.
It's 26,151.
26,155 or 151 is what I was asking the county general to take on, and we were gonna take on the 30,000 in part-time. So it's just a swap pretty much.
Where's the 30,000 in part-time? This, 198?
Yeah, it'd be on 198. So when we get to that, I can tell you, if you guys are willing to do that, then I can reduce that line.
From 59,293 to,
Well, I don't know, I'm not there yet. You got me all over the place. Hold on a second.
oh, you all over.
It would be,
It's 8 o'clock and I'm like, my brain is.
it would be, hold on, I gotta get to my notes.
This is why I have her here.
I have too many budgets. Where's your regulation reserve budget? Here we go.
The word. Right, okay, so there it is. I see the part-time. You have 40, in,
So-
2,100.
It was 12,168.
User fees.
It's 30,160 is what we would reduce it by.
Out of
Out of county general part-time. We would
30,000.
reduce it by $30,160.
167.
Yes, $160.
Okay.
30160.
30160.
160.
160.
Okay,
That's out of the.
that makes it,
Out of 138 county general court budget. On part-time, line 198.
You can take it out of requested, is that correct?
59,293 minus.
That's out of, cause right now we have it 59,293.
Right.
And then that will take it down to, I don't know. what else.
29,133.
Sure.
Is that what you get?
Something like that.
Yes. And you're gonna take that 30,160 and you're gonna put it in,
It's already in user fee budget. So
In user fee.
it's already in user, yeah,
Okay.
we already added it in hopes that you would do that.
predictive.
All right. I'm in favor of that.
It wasn't in there. Wasn't in there. It's currently in JCC grant. We just wouldn't spend it out of JCC grant after we run out.
So the
Well, after the end of
salary line and the remaining benefits or whatever are gonna come out of that. grant.
JCC grant. So
We don't
it'd
need
be
to
to
worry
the end of
about
the
that
year. So starting January 1, we just start healthcare out of the 138 budget.
Alrighty.
Okay,
So,
good? Next.
The 30,000 is for the health insurance for somebody that you already have hired,
Yes.
and now you still want somebody else.
No,
Negative.
negative. It's the person that we hired that now, because of the increase in salary and the grant's not getting any bigger, it's, you get this amount, that's all you get. We're asking them to cover the benefits that they're already getting, the health insurance benefit.
So
But
Jim,
Then you're reducing the other account. by
The part-time we put into the user fee fund in hopes that you would cover that. And so we're just kind of swapping money around in essence.
Right.
So we're taking that part-time money on in another budget, that 30,000. And we're taking the 26,000 in benefits into this budget.
I thought there was something else you just mentioned, you were gonna you had already reduced it.
no, she had already added it into the
Added it.
user.
I added into user fees already in hopes that you guys would. All right, you can go back down to that probation salary information and go past one. Yeah, past. All right, so these are the additional reductions I'm going to do. Now we're on the right track. So in the 138 budget, I want to talk to you about jury trials. That's other services and charges line 390. Now, I went back the last 3 years. And we know that last year and the year before it grew, right? Our fees were astronomical in jury fees. However, this year it's kind of gone the other way, and I can't predict jury trials, we all know this, but I feel very comfortable in reducing by 50,000 out of county general, because we do have 50,000 budgeted in jury fee fund, and that would be 60,000 in county general, right? So it'd be 110,000 total. If I predict what we've been doing this year, we're only going to have, and this is on the high side, about 100,000. And that's a high prediction that we're gonna be spending out. So I feel comfortable reducing that by 50,000 for 26.
Doesn't seem like the prosecutors and the,
Public defender.
public defenders have been talking that way at all.
Well, I've got all the stats here on our jury trials if you'd like to go over them. I will tell you that in 23 we
They're
had,
talking about having more homicide.
I understand, but I'm telling you, doesn't mean they all go to trial. In 20, to compare 24, just say 24 to 25, right? We had 64 venaries. That means that that's when the courts issued the venari, said we need this jury trial to go. And out of the 64, only 26 went. 38 of them canceled. That's not unusual. They do it to us all the time. This year,
Canceled because they're pushed further back.
well, or they plea out the day of, or the week before, or whatever reason, or something, prosecutor doesn't have lab results. There's all kinds of reasons why the trial doesn't go, but I will tell you, that's not unusual. In 23, we had 48 total venaries sent out, and only 27 went.
But last year so 2025, where are we?
Well, right now, we've only had 41 go.
What's your expense?
I'm sorry, 41 issued and
70,000.
16 have gone to trial. It was about 56% rate in 23, 40% in 24, and 39% in 25 so far. They're just, I don't see budgeting this much. Now, if you guys want to err on the side of caution, be like, I'd rather budget more. I mean, you're going to get the money back, but I'm budgeting high.
The book says 112,000, you want to reduce that by 50? Is that
Now,
correct?
I've got two other things in there. I've got witness fees of 1,500, and I've got witness fees of 500 in case we ever have an expert witness, which is going to cost more than 500, but that's what it's always been. And I've got the grand jury of 1,500. We've never had a grand jury, so that goes into that.
I'm talking about that.
So I'm not reducing it. I'm reducing 50,000 off the total,
Right, Bill's saying there's 112 currently there,
Right.
minus the 50.
minus the 50.
62.
Right, because I don't
Okay.
count that 2,000.
Can't worry, you hit it. You got saving us $50,000. I know that's coming out of something. Where's it going?
It's not going anywhere. That's
You're
literally.
gonna be asking for something. What is it?
Well, I asked for salary increases, but
We went through this at the chase.
and another employee.
and another employee. So I'm just saying, this is what I'm cutting because I asked for this
Okay,
in June.
let's separate it just a little bit. You can ask, I mean, we appreciate the cuts, but let's not mix it in with,
I,
we're gonna ask
okay,
for
Jim,
something
you wanna
else.
know why? Because in June, I had to predict what I was gonna need. Oh, at June, I didn't know. I was predicting, right? When I get my numbers in August, I'm seeing that they're trending down. So,
This is fine.
right, so I'm giving you true numbers, what I think I'm gonna need. So in June, I'm like, I better keep it because jury trials have been crazy over the past couple years, but I'm seeing it, it's not, it's gone down. And so I don't wanna budget more than I need.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never come back and asked for appropriations, so that's why I say, if y'all feel comfortable with what I've come up with, even on the high side, we're only gonna probably have 90,000 this year,
All right,
total.
390.
536 is 23,920, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, what?
We're down to 536.
Yeah.
You wanna take out 5250?
Yeah, and 536, 5250 because we bought those remarkable tablets this year.
2,000, so it's 23,920
Yeah.
is total.
And if you go to the next slide, it explains your jury trials. You can read that at your leisure. It explains everything right there. I'm not gonna go through that one. You have that.
Bless you.
Now I did do an extra slide. That's what I was talking about earlier. I did a comparison. Will you go to the next slide, please?
So our jury trials overall though have been.
Oh, go back to the
or
last
go
one. I'm
back,
sorry.
Are down.
Like if you see.
Okay.
Right.
There's no need, I got it. So
Right.
we're down this
Yeah,
year,
look what we're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
18.
I'm predicting a high of 90. That's a high prediction. Now, we did have one year where our third quarter was high, but we're already almost past our third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So. You good with that? Jury trial stuff? Okay. Can you go to the next slide? So with everything we just did, now there's this increase of 124,000. And then earlier you guys said, oh, we're not gonna give salary increases. So I gave you an actual without the salary increases, which is the next slide of 74,000. Now I told you I would let the judges talk to you about the new employee position. Who wants to speak on that? Who wants to talk about that?
so the difference between 9 and 10, those slides, is the salary increases.
Right, I just.
Does that
because
include
you guys
benefit
are like,
changes?
We're not getting salary increases, so I just gave you.
But does that take into account FICA and perf also?
No.
Workers' comp, workers' comp?
No, I did not figure that in.
So the reduction of 50,156 in
It's
salary
just the
increases
salary
is just salary.
Yeah, the salary.
So another
Sure.
18% of that.
I know it's late. Judy Calhoun, Judge Delaware Circuit Court 1. My other judges are here as well. You guys have dealt with Emily Anderson. I've had the pleasure not only working with her for years, but as prosecutor and otherwise, but when I came in as judge, I'll be honest with you, I had no idea what all she did. She was there, she took care of people, we had no clue. I now go to all of my conferences in the counties that don't have an administrator like her. First of all, it's amazing the difference. She does all of this for you. She calculates everything, and I guarantee you that she helps every single entity in that Justice Center. Now, the difference is, no offense, she's one person. She's one person, and I can tell you that I'm on call 24/7. All the judges are for the most part. If I think I'm on call, Emily Anderson's on call for absolutely every one of us. I can't expect her to work as hard as she does and as long as she does and have a life. She can't do it. And I'm not going to sit up here and say that she's threatening I'm going to leave if I can, because she needs a life and work balance. She cannot possibly continue the workload that she has done without an assistant. Very simply. And every judge, I think, will shake their head and tell you the same thing. We have to be in a situation where we don't overwork our good employees, because I can guarantee you what she's going to do. She's going to go somewhere else where she makes the same salary and she works a whole lot less and probably for less cantankerous people than the five of us. Okay, so when we ask for that, it doesn't come to you lightly. It doesn't say, oh, just give me another person. I just need another employee. It's the fact that I want to save, and I think every person up here wants to save not only their good employees, and I'm not saying reward necessarily, I'm also saying that I don't want to burn her out because she can't take on anything else, period. And if we lose her, I guarantee you, we're gonna be coming back next year, and I'm gonna be asking for somebody else, because whoever takes her place is gonna be, safe assumption, 2.5 people. Guaranteed. I can't replace her. I don't think any of us can. And if I can keep her, and I don't know if she's, will tell me that, I think if I can get her an assistant, then we might be able to keep her, which is one of the biggest benefits I can tell you for this county. And everybody else is gonna say I have the greatest employees in the world. I can't replace Emily Anderson. I don't think any of us can, very simply. So I don't come to lightly, none of us judges, we're sitting here tonight, we don't come to you lightly and say, give us a new employee, we want a new employee, we gotta have a new employee. I'm saying I wanna save Emily, and in order to do that, she has to have an assistant, very simply. I don't know, the judges, any other comments? I know Judge Fike is our chief judge right now. The rest of us are here. I don't know any other comments you make. But I'm begging you, she needs an assistant, because if we lose her, I can't tell you what our next budget's gonna look like, because it probably won't look this pretty. And we're gonna be asking for more help, because somebody else will not be able to come up to speed and do what she does, very simply. And if I can keep her, if we can keep her with an assistant, that is well worth your money, return on your dollar.
I'm John Fike, Circuit Court 4 judge, and I'm presiding judge because I went to a meeting late. So that's, I get rewarded with that. Emily does a tremendous job. I appreciate the job you do. My sitting here reminds me, I spent 10 years on the school board and nobody liked us. And everybody hated us, and they're sure we were hiding money. But we weren't, and I'm sure you aren't either. But we have some good people, we want to keep them. I know it's tough because you do one for one, you do one for everybody, and everybody's complaining. But I just appreciate you getting some time and think of it. So thank you for your time and energy. Thank you, judges.
Not fighting for that one. I do have some cuts for 2025 budget. Or so, yeah,
Are those considered
that can go into
givebacks? Is that
yeah,
what
they
you-
are actual givebacks, because again, I'm looking at my numbers.
Before we get into that, Emily, tell me again what this new, person, wage, please.
It's the 41.6, it's the administrative assistant. So currently in my office, there's myself and one other assistant who makes the same amount, 41.6. I don't know what the line is.
It's showing 109, 101.
109, 109, 101.
Is this a 32.5 hour position?
Yes. So I have one administrative assistant that her job is to do like all the claims and the binaries for juries and all that. That's her same pay. Then I have a part-time. So it's just me and it's 2 people.
Would they have the same job description as the?
It would be a
current?
different job description.
Trying to get a tally of whether we keep it in or out right now.
I think Elizabeth and Whitney would like to know that, and what we've said on the raises.
Well, I mean, I think we take it out.
I have another question about the raises though, too. The way OpenGov is set up, there are some in here that are split. And I need to know if we're cutting out the
Wait,
2,100.
so none of the, well, you're right.
The master
There
commissioners for sure.
there's one employee that's split between the 2. The rest are not, because the rest are probation officers.
All the probation officers are the ones that.
But they didn't get raises. We didn't give raises to probation officers because they get raises every year. And because they didn't get mandated, we didn't do it. So the only raise on probation user fee, actually, I don't think she got a raise. Hold on, let me look.
Probation
Whitney.
officer 40.
So the state for.
Well, if there's a mandate on the anniversary,
So if there's a structural increase, probation officers incur with years of service, where they
We
go
have to
into
do
a new
that.
cohort. We
But
have
they
to do
didn't-
those. But if they're in a current cohort, the state froze salary increases for probation officers in 2026. So unless they went into a new year's of service cohort, no raises for probation officers.
Can I just verify that the amount is accurate, that it went up $16,628 to go?
Well,
to
if
a
you
new
go back to
cohort?
that I mean, I've got the math. If you go back to that document, it's probably right, because some of them have major increases.
Like I said, I just wanna verify that number.
Yeah, which line item?
It's probation officer 40, which used to be that, pre-analysis.
14101.
Oh, that's why. That's your switch from the pre-trial screening analyst to the probation
Went to
officer. It's
part-time.
gonna have a major increase, because it went from 40,000, it was a $40,000 position, to the 56, which is probation officer position. That's
Okay.
not an increase, that's that swap we did.
Okay,
And the pretrial salary went from 41, whatever it was, to.
To the 56, 53 or whatever.
She went down.
She went down to part-time, which was in our part-time budget, but it saved us like, whatever that amount was, $1,900.
okay, I just saw that number.
So that was not a salary increase, that was just a swap out, which last year's budget would have the old.
Quick
amount.
question,
So we
getting
have to
back
name
to
it
your
or
assistant, the one that you're proposing that, you're entertaining that we hire. Your current administrative assistant makes 40,000 a year. You're proposing, a salary of 41,600.
Well,
Assuming that the current one would get a raise,
correct.
shouldn't the new one start out at 40,000 and then?
That was an assumption with the 4% increase, right? So it'd be 40,000 if you're not giving the cost of living increase.
Unless I hear otherwise from the rest of council, we'll go back to the 25 salaries.
Including taking that out or leaving it
Out.
out.
Which one?
How about that? Go ahead.
The new position.
We did that for the other.
Taking out the
911,
new
right?
position.
Taking out the new position.
Yeah. For now.
But the 14101. Stay.
And can you verify that that's the accurate number? Is that got a raise, the probation officer, that 56,628, based off their years, is that an accurate
That's
number?
the one that we switched from pretrial
Right,
screening.
just
Yes.
with their years of experience, is
Yes.
that
Yes, she's
I'm
a
not
three.
finding that number anywhere else, so I mean, they
All
have a
right, so
different
I
amount of
will
years
tell you, it's
experience.
because she's in the middle of an increase. Let me find the salary ordinance. Like I said, I was depending on your electronic.
I had internet.
Okay,
What-
give me a
what are you- what are you
second,
asking?
give me a
I have it right
second.
here. The 56,
Hold that for me, will you?
28, I just
It's
wanted to
buried in all
verify
my
that that
paperwork.
is accurate, because I can't match it up with any other probation officer, but that doesn't mean that they're not on a unique cohort. Pardon? Well, they're saying that probation officers did not get raises.
Well, but they get their annual salary for anniversary.
Right.
So she's like a 2-year employee on years of service, so she gets like an increase mid-year.
So, and she's,
So
3
she's,
years,
so
56,
she's gonna go
Okay,
from
so that
50,669
I got
to
it.
Matt verified it, that's all I needed.
56,628.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, so if we go back with the 25 salaries and such, she also gave us a reduction in part-time. Do you have that as well?
I do have another question.
Okay.
Yes.
Master Commissioner, if we're changing it back on this, we're gonna change it back on the other one too?
Yes, it would need to go on both,
Yeah.
but we'll wait till we get to that budget.
I just wanna.
Yeah, it would have to go on both.
So for all of the salary decreases, that is negative
I already put
one
the math
hundred
up
and
there.
31,916.
121,
916. For a total of 2,448,525.
okay. And then we just had those two other reductions towards the bottom, right? The 50 and 5,250.
The, Whitney, the slide that, I just, in case they had a question about my, increase for court interpreters, but they must not. Hmm. Sorry. Elizabeth, if they, that was just extra information. Don't. No.
So we're in a position for FICA and PERF?
Not yet. We have to go through and change the number.
Okay, so that's another one we'll
This
come back
one
to.
is a large one.
Yeah,
Okay,
So,
and we are still currently working on
the other,
communication.
okay,
We had a mishap in it.
that's
so-
fine.
Do you want to do 2025 cuts?
Moving on to the next budget is what you're asking?
No, do you want to do
No.
2025
Yes.
Yeah,
Give
I'll be
backs,
clear.
cuts
absolutely.
out of 138?
138.
So the same budget, but we're doing 2025, so this will be in part of your resolution. Line 185-138, which is my transcription fees. Reduce that by 500.
There's,
No, no, these are just my
you
notes.
said 500.
500, yep.
501, sorry.
Line 138.
Mm-hmm.
A
Wait.
give back for 20.
we're reducing it again still?
No, this is for 2025.
Oh.
Yep.
Give back.
Give backs for 25. 310, professional services. Now, I know they're all combined, so I did it by, hold on a second. So, you'll have to add this up because I have it separated out on my sheets. I have 1,500 plus 10,000 plus 1,630. But that all comes out of 310
Okay, so 1,500, 10,000.
and 1,630. I don't know what that total is. 26,630.
Say those three numbers again?
10,000,
Uh-huh.
1,500,
Mm-hmm.
1,630.
I do not get, I get,
130.
that's what I get, 13,130.
Yes, please take that out of 310. 13,130. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. I'm just making sure there's not anything else. Oh. 390 jury trials. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's safe to give back 30,000. I'm sure you'll get more than that, but safely I can say you can take back 30,000 on that line in 25. Okay. Now, in lieu of that 30,000, out of that 390 amount, I do have a little extra money, but last year, during budgets, you guys gave me enough to furnish my 3 courtrooms out of the 5 with jury chairs in the courtrooms. Remember? You said, come back next year, get the rest. It's gonna be, I got new quotes. I had 10,000 in this year's budget in line 536. Is that equipment or, yeah.
Yes.
I can reduce the 26 budget by that 10,000. Hold on, I'll get you the number.
So not the 5,250 you gave us earlier.
It will be an additional
Okay, so
10,780 if you'll let me take the chairs out of this year's budget and transfer money over from 390. And it's actually gonna be a little bit cheaper, cause I got new quotes, it's actually looking like it's more like 7,800
Transfer from where?
from 390
This year.
this year.
This year?
We let Gavin do that last year.
You sure did.
We did.
Hold on, so you wanna take, we're 390s at 62,000. You wanna take 10 of that
7,800.
and
I
then
got
do
new
what?
quotes. And give my other 2 courtrooms jury room chairs instead of taking out, so I can reduce next year's budget. Or we could leave the 10 grand in there, depending on how much they're gonna cost next year. So either reduce the budget next year and let me spend it now out of this year's budget and just transfer the money into 500 series from 390. Or leave it in the 26 budget and take a chance spending extra money because it's, who knows what the cost's gonna be
We're gonna
then.
reduce 26, buy them this year,
Yes. And save about 3 grand.
possibly, yeah.
Cause I've got new quotes and it's looking like it's like 7,800 instead of 10,700.
Council's pleasure on that one. I would agree with Jessica.
I would agree with her.
All right, so that's negative, what was the number now?
10,000, for 2026 budget, line item 536. 10,780.
Is the reduction amount or the total?
The reduction amount.
Okay.
Reducing it even more.
Mhm. Because I still have my 18,000 in there for my replacement plan, 18,300.
10,000 what?
10,780. And then I'll just make sure that's why I left that cushion in 390, so I could.
Yes.
Okay. That's all the reductions I have for both 25, 26 for 138.
So are we changing the give back amount from?
No, the give back amount is the same. I just seen my notes where it's like, oh yeah, only take 30,000 out of this year's fund because I want to have money for that.
So the total deduction, is it 15,780 or is it 10,780?
10,780. 10,780 for 2025.
It's gone now. You just added more to it.
Wait, the 5 blah blah blah. Yeah, that was already taken out. I already took that out.
So this is an additional
Right.
10,780.
Right,
So it's gonna leave 13,000.
right. That's what I need for my. It's gonna leave 18,000. No. It should be 18,000 minus the 5,250. You're gonna be taking 10,780
Uh-huh.
minus 5,250, and so you got to take 5,250 off the 18,390.
Oh, okay.
250,
Yeah.
So it's both.
Yes, it's both. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. So it should be like 12,000 something.
$16,030, is that what we're looking at, as far as reducing?
1603, 16,030.
Yes.
I don't know. I just said reduce the 5,250.
5250, so that's.
Well,
Is the
it's 13,140. I think should be the total.
Yeah, that's what
13,140.
it's 13.
And that makes it 13,140, a
Yes.
reduction of $16,030.
Yep.
My brain. It's,
I do want to make a comment on, again, this is all in your OpenGov. All these notes are in your OpenGov budget, but on perf and FICA, we had to add in the transcript from PD and prosecutor, so that's why perf and FICA are increased there, because they're paying our court employees for that. So perf and FICA, you have to make sure and it's $80,000 in transcript amounts on perf and FICA. That's why it probably seems really high there.
We're still on 138, yes.
Yes, I'm just letting you know, like your perf and FICA is gonna look really high because 70,000 is in transcripts from, or 80,000 is in transcripts from PD and prosecutor budgets.
Emily, you have other comments on 138?
Nope.
Questions for Emily on 138? Go ahead.
I would just like to double check with you on these amounts for the give back. I've got, on line 138, 500. Then on line 310, we've got a total of 13,130. And on line 396, 390, 30,000.
Yes.
which was all pretrial, if I
Yep.
heard you correctly.
Well, it was all jury trial, 390, yeah.
Thank you.
Other questions for Emily on
Where's
one
your
thirty-eight?
780 coming from, or excuse me, your 7,800 for your chairs coming from?
I'm gonna take it from 390. That's why I
From-
only gave back 30,000
Oh, you
comfortably.
still have enough in there?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Then I-
And that's, again,
Okay.
you'll probably get more of that back. I just,
No, I'm good. I just,
yeah.
All right,
Everybody good on 138?
are we ready to move on to the next budget?
We can go wherever you wanna go on that. You wanna start back from the beginning at Gal Casa?
I'm all right with that.
And that way you're back on your,
County General, I'd like to stay there, yes.
this is the one that everybody gets confused on. I will try to, I have Nikki here. Nikki is our new director, Nikki Boskin.
Page 2.
You're used to seeing Ashley. Ashley left us in July, June. So if we have specific questions that she can answer, she'll come up and answer those, but I'm gonna present the budget. She has yet to learn all of the budget stuff. I will remind you that, what page are we on? Is this the 160, 1,160?
yes,
Okay.
page 42.
So I remind you that these all work together. All these budgets.
You're on page 42. Correct?
Yes.
Comments you want to start with, Emily?
What now?
Did you have comments prepared? Did you
I'm
wanna
just
start with on
saying,
this
these
one?
all work together. You have your general, county general, this is this budget. Then the state grant, which is 1212, and then this gets moved into 1212 after it's approved. And then you have 3 grants and they all work together. Of course, we did put a 4% increase on salaries. So I'm sure you're gonna take those out. But overall, I wish I could, let me get rid of something. Let me get rid of this. What page is this on? I'm sorry.
42.
Thank you. We did decrease it even with those increases. Part of that decrease is because last year, if you remember, we tried to do the stipends. Didn't work. It wasn't worth the time and energy that the people were putting into those extra caseload. And the amount of money, it wasn't worth it for them to take it on. So we're getting rid of that. We didn't put stipends back in. We tried it, didn't work. We are keeping that $20,000 for the contract attorney. Everything else, pretty much the same.
Questions for Emily?
Take the salaries back.
All right. Assume we'll need to wait to get an updated per FICA numbers on those.
Yeah, we're a little behind.
Sure.
That's okay.
Now, I do have in my notes that, and this is more for the finance team, my totals do not match the rates that I have. So like I get that list from Marissa that she has in her. My rates for short-term disability and life insurance does not match how you got your totals here. I don't know why it's off. It does not match up. $639 is what I got for short term, and $363 is what I got for life insurance.
If I remember correctly, that was an adjustment out of a different one. Have it.
Okay, well, we can discuss that later. We'll just double check that later, just to make sure. It was short term and life. my long-term seem to be okay. That's why I was like, that's weird. You and I just need to check that later.
Sounds like you all can get that figured out. and
Yeah,
get back
that's
with us.
just in my notes.
Other questions on the 160 fund?
Now, I do want to talk about postage, since that's been the big issue. Now, CASA does not, they do not use our postage machine out at the Justice Center. So they literally just buy stamps as they need them. So what you see there is, now it's not in this budget, it's in the 1212 budget. You will see a postage for them, that's just them buying stamps.
Moving to 76.
However, the lease is for LEAP. I got that directly from LEAP. So on 371, that is the amount that I got from them.
What page are you on?
She just jumped back and forth right there.
Postage and freight is on the other one, but the lease on this one, on 160, is the copier. And that's the amount I got
How
from,
does that relate to postage?
I'm talking about two different things. I'm just saying, postage has been a hot topic. CASA does not have postage meter. They do not go through the county for that. They pay for their own. They just buy stamps.
They also have their own website. Where's that at?
That's in 1212, I believe.
All right, so we're ready to go to 1212, the CASA grant?
76?
Yes.
Sure.
Three 23 transportation.
That's mileage. So this is for volunteers and their staff to visit children. They're placed all over the state. Now, I will tell you, this is just a portion of what they use. We have a United Way grant that is all for mileage. So, how much do you think we use in mileage, Nikki? And then how much was out of, I think we've got it in several places. You use all of it. They use all of it because they travel all over the state. They have to see the children. And they use every bit of it.
Now, they've only used 32% as of August, or.
Well, they
August
just used
31st.
up that grant. So now it's all going to come out of here. Oh, they just did $2,000 worth of claims out of this budget, the 1212 budget. Yeah.
Other questions regarding the grant?
Now you asked about the website, Matt. 310, they pay Webmaster $495 out of 310, which their social media manager, Webmaster $495, social media manager $2850. And that's who goes in and does all their social media. Webmaster does the website.
What do they pay for hosting?
I think that's at Webmaster is the $495.
Thanks.
Yep.
Other questions?
I may have missed this. Are we just moving the salaries in here for the first time?
No. This is the one that gets pushed into 1212 after the first of the year.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
State.
Okay, got it.
And then it becomes a non-reverting fund.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Once you get to the first year. All right. Move on to, let's see, was it page 90? Is that the building grant? CASA building grant?
Yeah, so getting there. This is a state grant. Now, this is the one that works in, like, how do I say it, congruently with VOCA. So VOCA is the main grant, and we have to have matching grants with VOCA. Capacity building grant is one. Wellness grant, which you're gonna see here in a second, is another. And then our state CASA grant is another. So capacity building grant, you'll see, doesn't have the entire FICA coming out of it. Well, it's coming out of other ones. We only have so much given to us, so we do salary and whatever we can get, and then it's all, I've got a whole breakdown if you wanna see it. But it's across all of them, the benefits are.
You answered my question right there with the FICA.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's across all.
Other questions regarding the building grant?
Nope.
Nope. Flip the page to 91. There's the wellness grant.
That's
we
the
were just
wellness.
talking
Now, I will
about.
tell you, the wellness grant is not a grant that we're getting anymore. And so we are just using up the funding that we have left. So there is no revenue on wellness. We're just using up what we have. So next year, you probably won't even see that grant. But again, it works in conjunction with the others.
And it's paying a little extra on the FICA.
Right, so again, she just divided it out between all the grants, all the budgets, and just to make it work. We figure out, VOCA pays a certain percentage and the other grants have to cover the other side of it.
Thank you, Emily. You answered all my questions on that one too as well. All right, flipping the page to 92, the VOCA grant.
And this is the federal grant that pays the salaries and part of the benefits that we have to match. Now, it looks a little chintzy because this is a three-year grant, and we're on the 2-year grant, and we're on the very last end of it. Now I wrote down notes on that. I think it ends in September of 26. So we're kind of towards the end of this. So we had to fund it as though we're not going to get the next VOCA. So some of these numbers would not make sense because we're having 3 months next year not funded through VOCA. We'll reappropriate accordingly if we get VOCA again.
Yeah.
We put more funding on the other grants, of the main grant and all that.
When will you know if it renews?
Well, June of 26. June of 26 we'll know.
Further questions regarding this grant? Alrighty. That get through all the CASA ones, the Val CASA one?
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right.
I don't believe, we did not give increases on the grant positions, just on the main county general. So we don't have to reduce anything on those.
All right, for Title 4D,
Title 4D court.
page 2.
Yep. So other than salaries, we did do one thing. If you go to office supplies, you can see she's almost used all of her office supply money because things have increased. If you go down to training, wait, where's it at? Not training, food and lodging, food and lodging. So if you're not aware, I'm sure you are, because I think I've told you this before, 40 has a shared incentive fund that shares with prosecutor, courts, and clerk. And then the prosecutor have their own incentive, and then clerk has his own incentive that can be used. They all decided to take training conferences and stuff out of the shared incentive. So since they're covering some of that, we reduced the food and lodging by 1,000 and flipped it into office supplies. So it's not an increase, it's just a swap. And I don't know if you see those incentive funds because those are outside county general. I don't know what their incentive funds are. I think clerk has like 300,000 in sitting in his incentive fund. But you can only spend it on 4D stuff. 4D related, you know. Yeah. Renee always knows the totals for the 4D funds. I don't, because they're outside county general and all that. But there is funding that they have outside the county general. Other than that, other than the raises, that was all that we did on hers. Huh? No, it'd be, what's the line, what's the fund?
8895.
8895 is a shared account. 8897, 8899.
And what about those funds again?
They're incentives, so it has to be spent on 4D related expenses. So
Such
4D
as-
court, family support, clerk has a 4D court clerk. So, or child support stuff, it has to be related to 4D expenses. Do you want to explain it?
Go to equipment, go to salary, anything that's related specifically to 40 related work.
We're part of a federal program, and with that federal program, not only do they reimburse the 66.6% of what's in our budgets in county general, you get 66% of that back for our whole budget, but we also earn incentive funds based on how our cases are being worked. And they're paid out 33.3% to the prosecutor's fund, and then like 22 point something to the clerk and the shared account. The court does not have their own account. We have to share account with the other two offices, which have their own accounts as well.
So there's 3 funds,
Yeah.
Correct.
like the clerk's fund has $309,000 in it.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Which is up from last year.
Yep.
It goes up every year.
And what is it spent on?
40 stuff.
I think. I don't know.
Apparently, we don't have enough
I don't
40
know.
stuff for them to spend money
I've
on.
had conversation with them.
Is that fair?
We've had conversations on what he could spend it on, but I think currently spends it on the 4D court clerk.
He spends a portion of it on the clerk, he spends a portion of it on the bank fee. But out
That's
of
about
his
it.
own account, that's pretty much all it, cause we all 3 take our consulting fees out of the shared account.
Yeah.
He doesn't take it out of his own, we all 3 offices take it out of the shared account.
But do remember that part of this budget is that 66.6% reimbursement, but there's these other funds outside that could be utilized.
Does somebody get paid a salary out of one of those funds?
So the 40 court clerk, he pays part of it, right?
You can supplement.
You can supplement.
But you can't.
You can't do the whole salary.
Who are they supplementing? What line item would that be?
They're not
What
supplementing any-
employee?
The clerk is not supplementing anybody. The shared account is not supplementing anybody. The prosecutor's account is supplementing everybody that's in that office, the family support office.
Family support.
Yeah, family support.
Family support. And I don't know what line item they put it under. I haven't.
Okay, I'm lost.
8897 is,
If
Is
I mean, I
the-
see the numbers and I see,
For the family support office.
like, out of the prosecutor, 84 grand has gone out.
yep.
43 grand's gone out of the county 4D incentive. And the clerk's is $3,300.
Yep.
Stingy. Correct.
But we have no purview over those, right? Like,
Well, we don't, but if they're supplementing somebody's pay, what I'm hearing.
yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Not the court, not the clerk.
Okay.
The thing with the shared.
The clerk could, yes.
The clerk could, yes.
That, so the 3 entities, the shared.
You might wanna come-
courts, the clerk.
Yeah, they can't hear you if they're online. Not the boss. you.
Doug Mann, Circuit Court 3. I am the presiding judge over the 4D court. With regard to the shared incentive fund between the prosecutor, the clerk, and the court, it takes 2 of us to agree to spend the money out of that account. That's the agreement that we have. So It's not like I can go in and grab X number of dollars to use for my 4D court. State prosecutor can't, clerk can't. We vote via email to what to spend the money on. Typically, we're spending it on conferences and training and things of that nature, cost to do that, and which is allowable. I don't know what the clerk spends or doesn't spend his money on. I'm familiar that the prosecutor's office spends a significant amount of its money supplementing some of the family support clerk, the girls that work in the family support division. Other than, I don't know specifically, you have to ask those entities how they spend their money. Not specifically. I mean, we can spend money if either the prosecutor or the clerk agrees to allow us to use money out of. Right, yeah. One of the other two have to agree, yeah.
Out of that shared account, how much is? in
Yeah, we
the-
bought some, new court tables, so we have two tables in the
County
4D
is a
court.
share, county and prosecutor and clerks, there's three different
So
ones.
just what's in the county?
There's $132,000. It's spent
As of when?
43K, this is as of, oh, I'm sorry, this is last year. They spent last year
I've got-
43.
I've got August 31st numbers right here. The county is 114,969. Prosecutors, 53,548, and the clerks is 309,743.
So they've spent a little bit, they spent more this year than they did last year. Out of the county one, the prosecutor one's on pace to probably spend that's 80 grand or so. And then the clerk is 6 grand so far this year.
Yes.
Okay, so I'd like to understand from the prosecutor where that money goes. We'll talk to Eric tomorrow. He's not already listening.
Other questions for the 4D court? Regarding the 4D court
I'll make a note that we'll get FICA for later.
and workers' comp?
Yeah.
Any other comments on 4D court? All right,
Done. What's left?
that get us through,
Is the FRC grant the only one left? And jury fee fund?
I believe so. Page
Oh,
85,
And user fees.
did we get through user fees or did we
Well-
just discuss it briefly?
Discussed it briefly. What page is user fees?
81.
Aye.
Yeah, we did not get through it. I have questions, so you have prepared comment?
All right, user fees,
That's fine.
user fees. I just gotta find the right folder. Lord have mercy on my soul. Oh my god, here we go. Found it. So, it won't stay open. Again, you know, we've taken all the benefits out. We increased that,
And remind me why you took all the benefits out?
State
that statute, says you can only supplement
Which we
salaries
had been ignoring for several years, is that
that
right?
we've been ignoring forever.
We get hand slapped or something?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oops, we're all on the same side here. Please continue.
So we took that 30,000, that was that swap we did on part-time, line 198. I'm trying to see if there's anything else different. So we did, increase food and lodging due to the loss of JDAI grant. That's that grant we had, and they covered some conferences and trainings that we lost, so we added it into this budget to cover that. Postage and freight, okay. Postage and freight. Now, I got a list from Mike Jones that had all of our departments on it, had the pieces of mail per department that he keys in according to the return address. I took how many pieces per department and I multiplied it by 78 cents, and that's where I came up with that number. on all of our budgets. I gave a copy of that to Eugene.
Yes.
That is how I just did for the clerk, and his total for all three offices was 78,000. Now, he didn't have a election last year, but if you go by what Mike keyed in, so that I went off the list and just multiplied it by 78 cents because that's what the increase is supposed to be. That's how I came up with mine. I think mine's accurate. I don't think you should mess with mine on court or this. Please and thank you.
Well,
Duly noted.
Please note.
yes,
Thank you.
noted.
Same with the lease equipment. I got those numbers from Leap, directly from their list. So that's set. 371. That's additional from commissioners, but we instead of putting in the county general, we took it on user fees. We're trying to take some stuff out of county general since we put some stuff in on the benefit side. And then I finally got him to do an equipment replacement plan for probation. He's always like, we'll get grants. I'm like, no, because we had money freed up finally. So we put him on a replacement plan, same kind of similar to ours. It's a 5-year replacement plan. He has a total of 28 PCs, 5 tablets, 11 laptops, 25 scanners. So he has quite a bit too, right? So he's on a 5-year replacement plan starting 26. We're going to start that up. And that costs, that's why it's a $25,000
What were the
cost.
numbers? Say that again, sorry. The number of machines.
He has 28 PCs. Now this is for the entire department, juvenile and adult. 5 tablets, because they utilize some tablets rather than laptops. 11 laptops and 25 scanners.
Scanners?
Yes, that's because they have to e-file.
You don't use the copy machines for that?
We have, the copiers have scan function.
They have
However,
both.
when we got Odyssey, when the sports went to Odyssey, we all got desktop scanners, so people can just run through stuff right there.
And sometimes you don't have to use a scanner if you're creating the document.
PDF.
But if you have to have an original signature, you have to print it out, sign it, and then scan it. So it depends on what it is.
Yeah, something's mailed to us, but we're pretty paperless overall in both departments.
Now I will tell you, by doing it, I did 6 PCs a year, 5 scanners, a tablet, and 3 laptops. And then, or 6.
How many are already overdue?
Oh,
Well, we have maybe two or maybe 3 units that aren't going to be able to update next month.
Let's you and I get together about this whole, and send me the plan, please.
you want a copy of it?
There you have
We
it.
do have a color version or color code as well.
Yeah, you want me to just email you the color
This is a
copy?
monochrome version.
Please, yes.
I'll just email you a copy. Make a note to email
Probably
him a
any
copy.
fancy thing.
So anyways, in looking at all the stuff that we put in extra that we could have put on county general, we put it $65,213. We tried to take on extra. Now we didn't put in other things like programming because we don't know what we're gonna do with it yet.
Right.
Like we're gonna be putting some programming in. Like we did put it into 310, where we want to do DCCC will be covering some scholarships for people that can't afford classes and also drug screens. So it kind of goes from one to another, but we got to cover it somewhere. So we do have some programming also built in. That was $9,380 under the 310 increase. But there's other things we've got. We just, without knowing what you all are going to do, we didn't want to build too much into it.
Just to give council some perspective, the estimated 26 revenue is 240,000,
Mm-hmm.
and your requested budget's right at 200,000 basically.
Right.
Revenue was what?
And it,
40.
yeah, and if you remember, I said last year, we are going to lose, if we keep benefits, we're going to run out of money. Because it was getting to the point where it wasn't supporting. We are starting to get into that cash amount that the balance,
Right.
because it was too much with the benefits.
You said you moved some from county general into,
Well,
User
so we
fees.
moved that 30,000,
Sure.
that increase.
Here-
And
here's
then
my
in-
question, Emily, is there anything else that you can move without eating up all that $40,000?
Well, we put the postage and freight, we put the LEAP, that's just adult
PCs,
probation,
they
the
put that.
PCs, everything we put in there because the rest is courts. I don't know what else we could put there that's not courts.
So
They already have office supplies and all
Yeah.
that.
back to the revenue. I mean, if you have 380K roughly as an operating balance, basically. I mean, that's not
Well,
a
so,
reduction.
right, so that's user fees, meaning this is what the probation officers collect.
Right.
We have a
But
bad,
in 24, you
couple
collected
months.
244K.
right,
You're on pace to potentially
Hold
do
on,
that
I'm
again
gonna stop you right there. It collected 244,000 last year.
in 24,
In 24, what was, okay, I mean,
roughly.
what we need to do is look up the budget, because they budgeted 304 last year. As Emily had shown us in previous years, we keep dwindling that balance
bottom line.
down to zero, and that's why they're being proactive on switching this now before it gets to a point.
That, and then we found that statute saying, hey, you shouldn't be doing this.
It's just not a sustainable model to self-fund in perpetuity. You know, obviously, the biggest thing is health insurance costs have skyrocketed the past several years. And so it's time to get that corrected at this point.
Eugene,
Yes, ma'am.
2024 in this fund was 305,002.
Yeah. So I was just looking at, we brought in 244,000, for what Matt said, so. That's why.
And like I said, you take a couple bad months of not being able to collect, then we're in the deficit. I've been on Jeff for a few years about what are we gonna do? Juvenile probation had their own budget at one point that we had to put into this main budget because they couldn't sustain it. Cause you can't, it's hard to collect fees on juvenile. Like, it's just almost near impossible. So this
I do
one-
remember having that conversation about last year about collections.
So we're pretty good. Our monthly goal is $20,000 in collections. Thus far, we've averaged 22,399. So we're on a good, the $20,000 target's a good SMART goal. However, we're, allocating every year close to 300.
With the-
including
with
the
those
salary
benefits.
and the benefits.
Right.
along with it. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else for the user fees fund? Questions for Jeff or Emily?
No.
All right. And we will be moving on. If you would like to wait till tomorrow, Matt had asked me the same question.
Yeah, we're at 9 o'clock. I think.
Emily, do you have something else?
I have
Way past my
FRC
bedtime.
grant and jury fee fund will take 2 seconds.
Oh,
FRC
that is my
grant-
fault. I didn't flip the page.
It's okay, FRC grant is,
Page 89.
yep, sure,
I'm gonna say jury fees is 85.
Jury fee is, yeah, if you wanna do a jury fee fund, 85.
Okay.
It's that $50,000 that I have, get fees from county and city. I can comfortably say I can do 50,000. We are collecting plenty, not too much more, but enough to do the 50,000.
All right.
And what are you spending that money on?
Jury trials.
Everybody follow along there. We went to page 85, Fund 2505, jury fees.
All right, and then
All right.
FRC was what, 89?
Yes, 89, grant.
This is that FRC grant that we have to reduce the salary to 54,010 because that's what they did. And then the benefits, we can leave the same because they gave us the benefits at the amount that we needed them. So that's that 2,640, is that the difference? That we needed to add to the county general budget. And add a line item for her if you're willing to do that. To supplement her salary. Otherwise, I'll have to give her a pay cut.
So you're saying the full
They
amount
gave
of-
me the benefits,
The full benefits.
but they didn't give me the full amount because they had the wrong salary.
Okay,
But this was off like $2,000.
It,
2,640.
what I say, 2,640? Whatever it's off here, 56, 56,650 minus 54,010 is 2,640, I think.
Yeah.
And so if you're willing to do that on the 138 budget, and of course, we took the benefits portion off, that 11,000 amount off the per from FICA, then add the 2,640 back. Which I can work with them on where to do that.
Any questions for Emily on the family recovery grant?
Are
Did we
we-
put the 2640 in originally, or did we just, or we were gonna discuss?
We
Is
had
it
it,
in 138 already? No?
I asked, but I don't know that we actually put it in. I think we were waiting until we got to the FRC budget, so.
I mean, if they're willing to cover the rest of the benefits in there, I think that needs to be there.
I think so too, that was.
I mean, I'm
why.
not trying to reduce anybody's salary.
Right, I agree,
I don't think we have a choice on this one.
Yeah.
Just need
Yes.
to-
I agree.
All right. Emily, is that all?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now, yes, Tanya?
So we're gonna be adding 2,640 to the 138 budget, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
In order to make up
With.
Yes.
I think you have to add a new line item and make it her, whatever,
Right.
whatever line item you wanna make it as an employee line item for salary.
What is her regular,
Her FRC,
like, does she have one?
no, she does not have one, it's all out of the FRC
Okay.
budget.
Council is currently past 9 o'clock. We still have a few more to go.
So you would have to add it.
Who is willing to continue on, or who would like to go ahead and recess for the evening and start up
Program.
early in the morning?
I'd like to recess. I go to bed at 9:30.
I got to bed at 9.
Alrighty, then, we'll see everybody tomorrow. 8:15 is our special meeting. And then shortly thereafter, we will have, reconvening of the budget hearings. We are in recess. Thank you all.
Room.